lessons for the curious guitarist. I'm Dan and I'm your guitar teacher. I wanted to take a few minutes to go through some of the course components with you and to talk about how this course is going to unravel for you so that you can have the best experience and you'll know what to expect. So this course starts out with, I make the assumption that you don't know how to play, okay? I am assuming you are starting from absolute beginner zero. So I am going to show you all of the guitar basics as if it was your very first guitar lesson. Now before I talk about that, you may not be starting from scratch. You may be an excellent player. You may have been playing guitar for 20, 30, 40 years. If that's the case, that's fine. You're going to get a lot out of this course. If you are an experienced player and you're looking to sharpen your skills and to fine-tune your technique, you are looking to learn some of the things that you just never got around to, we've got it in this course. So I'm really excited that you're here. You may be inclined to skip past some of the early material, and that is fine. That's okay. You can skip past it. Just please make sure that you quickly take a look at it before you skip past it. Make sure that you know it, because this is a cumulative course. I've been teaching guitar for a long time, and I understand the importance of learning things in a cumulative manner. That's how I put the course together, and that's what my method is. Instead of jumping all around, if you jump around when you're learning or teaching, people get confused very quickly, very easily. So the best thing to do is just to make sure that you've covered off on all of the lessons, you understand all of that core material, okay? And one of the fundamental things, of course, would be one of the very first lessons we have is learning the notes on the guitar, where all of the notes on the strings and the fretboard are. So make sure that you are pretty comfortable with that. Okay. If you are a beginner, then we're going to start you off with all of the beginner stuff. We'll talk about the string names and the notes on the guitar, how to find them. We're going to show you the basic open chords, the basic scales, some basic rhythm, and some basic arpeggios. Then what's going to happen is we are going to build on this. So we're going to go through the beginner, novice, intermediate, advanced, and expert sections. And as we're going through that, we're going to take each lesson that we started with and expand on it. So, for example, in the beginning, you're going to learn your basic open chords. Then maybe in the next section or later on, we'll be learning about extended chords and how to make a more complex chord with a larger name. And then when we get to more of an expert level, we'll be doing some extremely exotic chords. And I'm going to show you how to create them yourself. And the same is true for the scales, the arpeggios. I'm going to start you in the very beginning, and then as we start getting to the more advanced levels, we are going to be doing some exotic things so that you'll have a lot of different tools for any situation where you need to play a solo, where you need to play a chord. You're going to have a lot of different options at your disposal. That's what an advanced guitarist can do, and so that's what we're going to do for you. Let me talk for just a minute about the rhythm aspect of this course. Is one of the huge values that Guitar Lessons for the Curious Guitarist is bringing to the table. I've got a background in drums and percussion. A long time ago, before I even touched a guitar, I was studying drums and percussion. And so I've got a great background in that. And that is stuff that I'm going to teach you in this course. I'm teaching you a lot of the rhythm that I learned. And in the years that I've been teaching, I have found that this is the thing that most guitar players don't have. Most guitar players don't have good rhythm. And most of the time they're aware of this. They want to have a better rhythm. Guitar players can play, they might know a lot of exotic scales, they can do arpeggios, they can do this, but their rhythm is weak. And rhythm is actually the most important aspect of music. It is the driving force of music. So even if you can come up with interesting notes and interesting chords, if you don't have a striking rhythm to attach it to, then your music and your playing is going to fall short. So I'm going to fix that for you. So rhythm is one of the things that we focus on in every section, and we're going to keep on building on it to get your rhythm more and more advanced, so that rhythm is all the stuff that you're doing with your pick, with your picking hand. It would be the strumming chords, the way that we pick the notes. It's the timing and the rhythms of how we strum and pick the notes. And so this is the stuff that we're going to work on. We may be starting out with tapping on our lap and counting out notes, and we're going to take that knowledge and move over to the guitar for strumming and picking out all of the notes. It's a lot of fun, actually, because you can bring a lot of life into your playing with a solid rhythm. Another thing that is really cool about the course is that when we get to the last section, you may have seen this already, the very last section of the course is the jam-along, the jam-along section. This is a really cool thing. So what we've got in the jam-along section is we've got songs. They're really chord progressions. And what I'm doing is I've got a video where I am going to play a couple of chords, and I've got my guitar hooked up to a looping pedal and an amplifier, and so I'm going to record a couple of chords and play them back, and then I just kind of let that play for a few minutes. I leave the room and I let it play for a few minutes, and to give you an opportunity to use all of the stuff that we've done in the course to solo over it, to practice your soloing skills. And I'm telling you exactly what the scale is and what the key is, so there's no guessing involved. So this is a great opportunity for you to practice soloing, to have something you can listen to and to know exactly what the chords and the key are and what the scale is that you should be playing, so that you can practice soloing over some actual chord progressions. Throughout the course you may see the whiteboard. I use the whiteboard all the time. So the whiteboard is great. I'm going to write some stuff on it that is relevant to the lesson that we are talking about. Also, in all of the lesson videos, I have PDF attachments for you. So in when you're watching the video, you'll see the additional resources tab, and it'll say there's additional resources available. You'll click it and you can get the PDFs. So get the PDFs, PDF attachments that have all the tabs and the lessons and the texts and all the stuff that we're working on. So you want to get those, you want to save them to your computer or print them out or just keep them handy. So get all of the PDFs. There's a huge value that we have in the course. And so that is that pretty much covers it. It's a large course. There is a lot of great stuff to go through. This is the compilation of, for me, a lifetime of learning and teaching guitar lessons. And I put it together for you so that you can skip past a lot of the research that I had to do. You know, and the internet can be a tricky place to learn, I realize that, especially for guitar students. The guitar is so popular. The guitar is so popular. And so there is so much stuff online about learning guitar. And it may be too much stuff to go through at times. So a lot of students tell me that they will go on various places online and they learn this and they learn that, or I saw this but it confused me. I hear that all the time. I learned about this online and it confused me. Can you explain it to me? The reason it's confusing is because things have to be taught in this certain order. And that's exactly what we're doing here. I've said it a few times already. We have to learn in the right order so things make sense. And so that is all the stuff that we are going to cover off on here. By the end of the course, though, you are going to be in amazing shape. You're going to be a well-rounded guitar player. And that is the main point that I want you all to understand, is that you should be a well-rounded guitarist. And by being a well-rounded guitarist, you will have worked on all these core sections. All the core lessons, like your chords, your rhythm, your scales and modes, your arpeggios, and then some songs. And that fifth category of songs, this is the biggest piece. This is what we all want to do. We all want to be playing songs. We want to be either playing songs the way that they were originally written, so it sounds exactly like the original, or we want to play songs and then we want to embellish and play around with that song and be creative with it. So we want to do a combination of these two things. We want to get to the songs. And in order to get to the songs and to be able to really have fun with it, we have to do our work on these first four categories. Our rhythm, our chords, our scales and modes, and our arpeggios. And of course, there might be a sixth category, which would be all of the special stuff. The tips, tricks, techniques, all of that stuff. Techniques, harmonics, all that kind of stuff where we're doing special things on the guitar. So we're going to work on all of it. Just do it in order. Try not to skip around too much. And if you do skip around a little bit, just try to make sure that you understand all of the lessons leading up to where you want to go to. So I'm really excited that you're here. This is going to be a lot of fun. And thanks again for showing up. And you're going to learn a lot, so I'm really excited for you. So, alright, enough talking. Let's jump into the first lesson.